Hey, I wanted to do sort of a reaction or a walkthrough, commentary about a drum track I recorded yesterday. And so the context here is this is a live track that we're expanding into an album track. So in other words, this began as just me singing and playing acoustic guitar with Gene playing sort of acoustic lead guitar with me at a venue that we play. This is a kind of spontaneous new twist or new arrangement of one of my older songs that we sometimes do called Amanda. And so my job in this drum track was to come up with something being nominally familiar with how the song is going to go, because I've heard the live version many times at this point, but not 100 times, but probably 15 times. I kind of know what's going to happen. But my job is to come up with something that sort of fits organically and conversationally inside the vibe that we want to preserve overall, even though we're adding these extra elements. So I'm going to add drums, Sean's going to add bass, we'll remix it and put it on an album. This is something we've done before. That's how we did probably the majority of the tracks that were on our last sort of double album release. In any event, enough of that. I think you know enough. The reason I wanted to do this specifically is that I think this is actually a good, putting into practice some of the things I talk about in some of my kind of extracurricular drum lessons or drumming ideas, drumming videos. In particular, this is sort of conversational playing. So there's going to be moments where I'm highlighting the groove, but other moments where I'm really kind of just trying to be another piece of the musical conversation and take my time, take a little space, comment on things I hear, etc. So without further ado, let's do this. And I'm going to try to get this as synced as possible, but I'm doing this kind of the old school way. So, in 3, 2, 1. So first there's this sort of moody, immediately, I want to kind of establish my presence. I'm doing brushes, made the decision to start with brushes, and just getting a little shake on the cymbals, but then laying out. Letting the guitars have a little space, a little tiny cymbal swell, the kind of free time atmospheric things, but not too much, intentionally kind of holding back. But I do love a good cymbal swell, so. And there's this. So there's a slightly bigger cymbal swell, but I can already hear the first thing that's picking up to me is on the nylon guitar. I know I was sort of scraping like a brush against the strings, and it's really active pickup. And I know that that immediately is going to jump out to me as oh, that's something I can join in with. That's a motif I can carry even as it leaves the guitar. And here comes the. Doing sort of a Wiro pattern with the brushes, but not needing to just keep doing it infinitely. But it's there enough that you think of it as constant. But when the song breathes, I think Amanda wants me to call another shimmy.
Friend. Someone
here's a place where
I don't know
really being mindful to be quiet and let that breathy intimacy of the voice still carry things.
I don't think so. It's a man I want.
Keep touching base with
even
that
though she's inside.
shake on the snare where I have a little moment to do it.
a man that tells me that I should give it up. She tells me her hands are tied.
So, like, it's not necessary to do something all the time to be too active. Just like
I'm
being
doubtful.
patient,
It's so
really listening to the little
black
subtle shifts in the mood.
white. I think that she.
It helps that I'm also the singer and I kind of know.
She
I
might
can feel
change
where
her
I'm
mind.
going. Knowing that we're about to move into the chorus.
And I'm so tired.
Moving
Trying to
over,
love
letting the cymbal speak a little bit.
that my
That
own.
Wiro behind for a little bit.
I could show you something good. It's my mind. Growing patient, but wait another day.
Scrape. Yeah, flipping the brush around using
Amanda, I
the
need
retractor
you
to get some
take
bite.
my breath away.
Gonna probably switch to sticks here at this point. Sort of bring things up a notch.
Amanda says I gotta show what I feel.
Doing some clicking and
She's always right, you know.
letting it be
At
a
least she
little
tells
bit
me
juicy.
so.
Like lay back.
The telephone, I always hope it's her.
I think I'm obligated by
Always
contract
lets
to
me know
have
just
a
when.
bell ring in some form.
Since I'm blowing
I like that.
when I'm
Just
feeling
gently, everyone just picking up
down.
the intensity.
she always picks me
Time to
up.
get a little more groovy, show the time a little more explicitly, but also
Can always
just sort of fit with the fit with my guitar, fit with the rhythm guitar. Working together, leaving some space for Sean,
when
but
heart is and she can all
using a lot of my sort of
find me
stacks
here.
and other metallic elements there.
Shoulder always dries her tears.
So important to have like a really broad dynamic palette in this kind of playing.
And I'm so tired
Letting the cymbal come in on
John,
two, not like where I was the downbeat, something
about
like
my
doing it, that little tiny bit of anticipation.
I judge her.
Everything's picking up,
Some
more elements,
It's
some
my-
zigzagging. Starting to move around my kit and find some new
Grow
voices to
impatient.
add. That will sort of, it's not typical.
wait
It sounds like
another,
it's not like-
wait another day.
Really good syncopation.
And
I'm really happy with how that worked out.
You to take my breath
That's a
away.
little double rub.
Tell me
Now we're in the
too
bridge.
late.
It's a big choice for me right there. An immediate choice to give me. Am I gonna like bring out the cymbal? Or am I gonna stay with this kind of tom?
How
So
I
what I
need
did do was
so
suddenly bring in the cowbell. Contrary to popular belief, you can't get too much cowbell. So just a little bit.
How I need you so.
A little bit. A hint of it.
You so.
I'll bring it back down. Now we've got the solo verses. No, I want to bring that down. Both solos are going to kind of start by taking some space. So though I don't want to bring all the way back to brushes, but definitely want to let there be this moment of pause. So in this kind of playing, if I and I did not like map out what I was going to do. So all on instinct. And this was a one take. Like this was the first take, and I was happy with it. So first take all the way through. It's not unusual. I'll live with some moments where I could have done something a little better or could think of something else. So now the scat comes in, I gotta watch out. So obviously I'm rhythmic in everything I do. I'm rhythmic as a guitar player, and I want to complement whatever I'm choosing to do. So I haven't memorized this scat. It was improvised at the time. Little tiny texture, just I think it was right there. So like there's a moment where if I'd been like trying to perfectly do this, I wouldn't say, oh, I want to catch that. I didn't. But you know what, I'll live with that because what I did was fine. You know, you win some, you lose some. It's not even losing, so just like you can't act fast enough to get everything, but it's just like real. It's like really being there and playing. Like don't mess up. Omission is okay. Let the vocal lead. Let the vocal lead for energy, for intensity, for rhythm, for volume. Just find space.
I need you to take my breath away.
Here's one where I probably, if I was going to overdub something, it probably would be a cymbal swell because I surprised myself a little bit and I did not have a mallet ready to go. All right, let me just close this real quick. Okay, so kind of final thoughts. You know, it's not amazing. I'm not an amazing drummer. I do think this is a strength of mine. I think this is, you know, something, part of my voice that I've cultivated, and it's something I really like the sound of and like the feel of as an arranger, as a composer, as a songwriter. You know, this is a way that I can be kind of uniquely good at playing my own songs because I know myself and I am some of the other elements, and so I can much more easily be working in concert as an extension of a single kind of idea that is organic and native to my own thinking. So I don't have to guess what the singer's going to do, even though I didn't have this memorized, and it is different every time, and you know, there's not like a script I'm following. And there are spontaneous choices happening in the vocal. Nonetheless, it's kind of like use the force and like get in touch with, I just follow myself. It's easy to follow myself. So this kind of playing, I love it. It's my favorite kind of playing to do. It's my favorite kind of playing to listen to. Not just my own, but when other people play in this kind of style where there's just a lot going on and it's not predictable, but yet, you know, there are patterns and there are constraints and there are strictures that exist, and structures that exist, but yet there's also a lot of freedom and a lot of latitude to explore and push the boundaries of those structures. Like that's my favorite kind of jazz, is like conversational music where you're really paying attention to everything and picking out what everybody's doing and how everyone's contributing. So anyway, I hope that listening to that and sort of some of my thinking and watching me play it was interesting. And can't wait to see what Sean's going to do, and then you know, eventually I'll circle back and put a link at the end or up there or whatever to the final product, and let you know about the album in the description. So till next time, take it easy.